Getting money from the government.
You have a job that doesn't make sense. How are you getting money from the government?
I lie.
These people just can't stop going on camera and confessing their crimes. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, your home for independent and nonpartisan commentary and analysis on politics, media, internet, insanity, and more. If you're watching this, that means I'm probably still on my vacation. I'm going away camping with family for a few days, but I'm scheduling this and a couple other videos or episodes for while I'm gone because I don't want y'all to miss me too much. Anyway, though, we're going to check in on Caleb Hammer and Financial Audit, one of my favorite podcasts on YouTube, the only membership I actually pay for, and I definitely think it's worth it, but as are the ones on my channels. Anyway, he just had yet another guest confess to crimes and rampant welfare fraud. So this guy's name is Rico. That's not his real name, I assume, because they use fake names, but he's kind of the worst of the worst. He describes himself as bum maxing, like looks maxing, like the new slang for maximizing your looks, but he's just trying to be as big a bum as possible. He got fired from a job recently for sexual harassment, but he admits to abusing the system and lying to get welfare benefits, including food stamps. Anyway, here's the first clip.
Maxine, what are you doing?
So, getting money from the government. It's been like
No, but you have a job that doesn't make sense. How are you getting money from the government?
I lie.
You're saying that on camera.
Well, I'm so glad. This guy gets both food stamps and government assistance for health care while lying about his employment so he can qualify, and then goes on one of the most popular podcasts in America and brags about it. Hello, Texas, get your stuff together and come get this man. I'm sorry. It is diabolical to be so shameless about what you're doing here. Because obviously there are needy people who genuinely need some of these social programs. But people like this are leeching off their neighbors to simply live at other people's expense and not provide any value or take care of themselves as full-grown man-children. And then to add insult to injury. They go and brag about, they're just shameless. They don't fear about getting caught or being held accountable or even just the public thinking they're sick and evil because what they're doing is. They're like, oh, whatever, it's funny. Haha, I'm bum maxing. No, you should be jail maxing. Okay, you should be prison maxing. That's what I think. I find this really, really contemptible because so many Americans work so hard and yet huge chunks of our paychecks are taken and funneled into all these programs. And then you have folks like this laughing their way to the bank. And wait till you hear, because, money is fungible, right? So if you don't have to spend money on food because you're forcing all your neighbors to pay for your food, you have extra money for other things. So he is giving that money to charity. He's donating to the homeless. Oh, nope. He's buying prostitutes, which doesn't even make sense. He's an attractive guy. If he wasn't such a bum, I'm sure he could entice some young ladies out there, but it's like, and then to admit it, this is illegal activity, first of all. It's socially stigmatized activity, and then it comes in the context of you abusing welfare and lying to steal welfare, and you're admitting to more crimes. Also, it's like crimes in particular. He keeps finding people. Caleb keeps having people who come on his show and admit to them. And I just don't understand. I don't do any of this stuff. And I can't relate to this on any level. But if I try to put myself in the mind of somebody who was doing these kinds of things, if I'm in that situation, you couldn't waterboard that information out of me, let alone get me to voluntarily give it up for a show I don't even think they get paid to go on. Is this what social media, like just desperation for any attention, will do to you? It will have you nuke your whole life for 5 seconds of fame. But it's not even 5 seconds of fame. It's like 5 seconds of infamy. Oh my gosh, it's remarkable. Listen to him brag about his paid entertainment, which is shockingly expensive, by the way. Not that I'm not familiar with the going rates. But I was stunned by how much he seems to have free cash to be spending on this. Let's watch.
Wait, how often are you
At least like twice a week.
No, you're not. Where are you
What?
finding them?
Dude, there's like so many. Like there's like, you literally go private You just find some near you. Like literally, it's the easiest thing on the planet. I mean, like you got $200,
Dude,
right?
this is very illegal.
It's not illegal.
They might be trafficked as well, which might be immoral.
I don't give a
I'm
fuck.
with illegal.
Whoa. Okay. Well, we'll pause there for a second. One, it's definitely illegal. You live in Texas, not Vegas. And two, the point that Caleb makes here is important, that in theoretically, I really don't have an issue with, adults who would choose to engage in prostitution, but because it is currently in kind of a black market, it would be hard to know whether this is truly something these women are fully choosing to do. So yeah, to be like, who cares? I mean, you're admitting you're kind of a terrible person if you don't care whether or not that woman is being coerced to engage in this work. Because, yikes. Not only is it kind of sad that you have to pay women to sleep with you, but you also don't care if they're even being forced to be paid to sleep with you. There's like levels of yikes there I haven't even imagined. And then he's like smug about this. He's like, it's $200. Wow, that's, I guess, again, I'm just totally unfamiliar with the market rate. So I don't know if he's getting ripped off or he's overpaying or if he's found a bargain. But what I do know is that he should not be having the spare cash to do this. He should be paying his own damn bills. Crazy thought. Instead of getting healthcare assistance from the government and food stamps, which he brags about. Also, he had a job where he was making like $3,000 a month. So I guess it runs out quick when you're spending it all like this. Anyway, I'll roll the rest of this. Could America have its first Democratic Socialist governor? Well, according to the odds from our channel partners at Kalshi, Francesca Hong, who is affiliated with the Democratic Socialists of America, is leading the odds to become the Democratic nominee for Wisconsin governor. She would have a chance in the general election if she went on to get the nomination, and it's kind of shocking that somebody affiliated with a movement that doesn't believe in police, prisons, capitalism, or borders would even be mainstreamed at all. The future of politics is rapidly evolving, shall we say, and there's no better place to follow it than on Kalshi, the first CFTC-regulated exchange dedicated to trading on the outcome of future events. You can get in on all the excitement now by using code BRADP when you sign up for Kalshi and getting $20 free to trade when you trade $20 today. Now back to the show.
If it's okay, but also you raw dumping loads?
Raw dumping loads. I love that.
What? That's crazy. No. Are you raw dumping loads?
No, because then that would not be good.
But you're having sex with them without a condom?
It happens, yeah.
When's the last time you've been tested?
I think it's actually been like 2 months. I think 2 months.
Okay, so why were you banned from Venmo then after having this?
So after I had like she like made me I fucked twice, straight up twice, shaboom shabang.
Good for you.
And after that I ended up just refunding it, saying it wasn't me. And so I got it.
No, oh my God. So not only is this lowlife ripping off taxpayers, he's ripping off hookers. He's paying them, then going back and denying the charge and getting it refunded after he collects his whatever. It's like, dude, you can't even pay for it. You're scamming them. Oh my God. It's like the depths of scumbaggery of this young man. And I don't think I've ever seen anyone so shameless. That's the word that keeps coming to mind. Shameless. I've never seen anyone this shameless in my life. Ugh. He's just, maybe actually, you know what? And to be honest, elsewhere, I watched the full episode. Elsewhere, he talks about how he probably could get girls. He just doesn't want to bother because he's lazy bum maxing or whatever. But it's like, if to any extent he was having trouble getting women to be with him, it's not because of his appearance. He's a good enough looking guy. It's because he comes off as such a sleazeball and so incredibly shameless. It's like radiates ick on just every level. But anyway, wait till you hear the number of dollars he's spending monthly on this while dining out on our food stamps and getting healthcare assistance from the state. Wait till you hear, ladies and gentlemen. Let's watch.
Oh, I got it completely free. So I had sex with women for free.
Congrats. You
so
ripped
then
off
afterwards, Venmo like did like
worker.
an investigation. And like they literally banned me from the app because they
Good.
Yeah, because they thought
How
it
are
was
you
like
paying for
fraud.
them now? How much are you spending a month Wait, by the way, guys, with his... Go ahead, tell me.
I'm probably like 1,600 maybe.
That's insane. So we are funding his food stamps and rent control
Oh
so
my
he can get more money.
God.
By the way, is how this is mathematically working.
It's called funding the gig
Jail.
worker. I know you give your little DoorDash driver probably like a little spiff about your cookbook, but I actually donate to the gig economy, okay?
We donate to you through our taxes, to be very clear. That's insane. So you're fully admitting to illegal... That's wonderful.
Jail. Send him to jail. Directly to jail. Do not pass go. I'm seriously, like, we have to start, when these people go online and do this, we have to start mass tagging law enforcement agencies on social media. Just like whatever. Get the governor on the case in Texas, Greg Abbott. Like, you can't, as a Republican governor who says you care about fraud and you don't want people abusing the system, allow someone from your state to brag about it in front of millions of people and not get hit with the hammer of justice. Something has to be done here. And I'm sorry, but $1,600 a month is diabolical to allocate to that type of expenditure, really, period. But if it's your own money, it's less bad. But when you're actively scamming your neighbors and even the adult workers, by the way, because he's incapable of even an honest transaction with a hooker. But when you're actively taking money and leeching off your neighbors and yet spending your own money on this at that level of volume, I don't know, man. That is truly a level of just disgusting grifter behavior, slimeball behavior. I've never seen someone admit, let alone admit so shamelessly. Imagine, by the way, you know what? And I don't say this in a mean way. I hope for the spirit of their souls that his parents are passed and that they, natural causes in their old age have already left this earth. Because imagine you are a mother and you carry a child for 9 months and then you raise that young man, and who knows, maybe he had good parents, maybe he had bad parents, but let's say, imagine he did have good parents, and they raised him right, and they put all these years and all this energy, and then their son goes on national, I guess it's not national TV, but it's actually bigger than that now, right? Financial Audit is one of the biggest podcasts in the world, and these clips are going mega viral, and brags about how he's ripping off everyone through welfare fraud and spending all his money on hookers, who he rips off, and then throws in some additional information about where raw things are being dumped that no one asked for or wanted to know. Actually, I guess Caleb did ask, to be fair to him. So I blame you as well, Caleb, for making me even think about that, because that's nasty as well. But it's like, at that point, it's a wrap. If you're a mom, if you're dad, change your name, enter, what's it called? Like witness protection, where they give you a whole new fake identity and put you somewhere random. That's what I would do at that. But what else do you do at that point if that's your child? And that's the reputation and the humiliation they just subjected you to on a national stage. I don't know. It's funny, but it also isn't. You should not be just confessing to crimes like this to go viral for a clout and attention, and then nothing happens to you. And I'm sorry, we need to be cracking down on this. And also people... The same way I think it's like people think it's cute or funny to steal now. It's like, no, it's actually ratchet and it's trashy behavior. And because it's socially harmful, it poses costs on your community. And we need to re-stigmatize. If you're older, you're going to be like, wait, what do you mean? This is still stigmatized. But among younger generations, it's not. We need to re-stigmatize leeching off other people because it's something you should feel shame about. If it's done in this way, if it's done, in a selfish and unnecessary manner. Obviously, you don't need to feel shame if you're, severely disabled and you're on some form of government assistance for disabled people. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people who game the system. They should feel shame about that. And so they should be trying to do everything they can to keep it a secret to the extent they're doing it at all. But something's so broken with how people view this stuff or their peers view it or how they think it will go down that they're bragging about it. Who knows? Maybe he's even exaggerating it to make it sound even worse than it actually is. And I wouldn't be shocked by that either. Anyway, Rico needs help and a knock on the door from law enforcement. And this episode made me crash out. I love me some Caleb Hammer, but oh boy, it gets my blood pressure elevated. So that's my thoughts on this episode. I'll link to the full episode in the description. Definitely recommend checking it out, and Caleb Hammer's content more generally. But thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for being here. Hit the like button if you haven't yet to reward me suffering through this maddening material. And do consider becoming a channel member here on YouTube to support me. I call out the far left and the far right, and I bring you nonpartisan commentary. I also do unserious, silly stuff like this. But regardless, the best way to support me is to become a channel member. So hit the join button, click the link in the pinned comment. With that, guys, we'll leave it there for now and be back with more real soon.